So, computer guy, you want to hear the story about what happened that night in No Man's Land? Well, get yourself comfy. It ain't a pretty picture. Why don't you start off by telling me what you remember?
So I remember we were cracking on as normal. I just done a delivery of pallets. Next thing I know, there was this massive explosion. I thought I'd blown a tyre. Christ, what the hell was that? Have I just blown a tyre? Jesus. What the hell's going on? And then these blacked out Land Rovers, Range Rovers turned up. My God, I don't know what is going on here. There's two guys over there in blacked out, well, they look like Range Rovers. They've got to be. The only thing I could think about then was somehow getting back to the homestead.
That's pretty much how it came across to me as well. I knew you'd gone down to deliver those planks, make a few $bucks, keep us going. Next thing is, I hear a big explosion myself. Look up and I can see smoke coming up from behind the trees. Now we ain't got nothing going on that's gonna cause an explosion like that, though I did hazard a guess that maybe the old gas station had given it up. I thought maybe you were refueling and sparked something down there, and whoosh, away she goes. But something didn't feel right. I knew that smoke was coming from the other side. Anyways, I had to creep through the forest amongst the trees, and that's when I clocked those two vehicles. They were bang out of place, but I sure as hell knew where they'd come from. Maybe I got seen poking around their warehouses the night before. Maybe it was just bad luck. But I knew we was in trouble. Next thing I know, I saw you come scrambling across the road. I felt a wave of relief.
Yeah, and that's where we hatched our plan, to try and get back in and see what the hell was going on.
And that's where I went wrong, YouTube guy. We should have left well alone there. All my training told me we were outnumbered, but I had an ego to satisfy, and I made a vital mistake. I went in blind. I just assumed there was two guys in there, but there weren't. There must have been another couple of guys unseen. I didn't clock them in the vehicles earlier on, but they were there.
So what happened then, Dusty? I know we snuck up to the house, I went around the other side, and you went to the side entrance. And then that was it.
So I crept up to the door. I could see in through the glass, but I was outside in the dark, so they couldn't see me. I waited for my moment. I took as much time as I could to make sure they weren't armed. They seemed all pretty relaxed in there, and that pissed me off. I decided I needed to lay down a bit of shock and awe in their ass, and that's what I did. I bust in, grabbed the first guy, but they must have seen us coming, YouTube guy. Way before we even thought they'd seen us, because there was a guy hid right behind the door just waiting. I spun around just in time, but the moment I knocked the gun out of his hand, it went off, caught me plumb in the shoulder. After that it went black. One of those big fellas must have dropped me from behind. I don't remember nothing after that.
Well, that's the moment I came busting in. I didn't know what was going on, I just knew you were in trouble and I heard a gun go off. I know we didn't have a gun, so it had to be those guys. I've never had a moment in my life where I was running purely on adrenaline. I mean, if I had any fear in that moment, it was gone. Maybe I was acting stupid, I don't know. But the moment I climbed in through that window, someone whacked me around the back of the head so hard. I just remember the pain, the hot, visceral pain in my head. It went straight down my spine, my legs went from underneath me, and that was it.
So they got you too, YouTube guy. Man, I was stupid. I should have taken the time to work out what was going on. Proper hidden surveillance. Made a real plan. I just rushed in there like a bull in a china shop. And I'm damn well lucky to be alive.
So what I want to know is how the hell we ended up in hospital.
My God, you pay peanuts, you get bloody monkeys. Now we've got a yank with a gunshot wound. And a computer nerd with a concussion that's going to give him an headache for the rest of his life. Boys, drag him out here. Chuck him in the back of the car. Drive him to the nearest hospital, but don't, for Christ's sake, take him through the front door. Just drop him off about half a mile from it. Someone will pick him up. Last thing we need is a murder on our hands. We've got to keep this place clean and inconspicuous. Do you know what I mean? Right, follow me, boys. I want to be back before lunchtime. I've got loads of money to make. When I came to, I was speaking to one of the orderlies there. They pretty much said someone found us on the edge of the road, just dragged us in. You seemed okay, pretty busted up, but I had a gunshot wound and lost a lot of blood.
Yeah, you're lucky you just got hit in the shoulder, Dusty. That was real lucky.
So that's my story, YouTube guy. It ain't much, and I feel pretty foolish for rushing in like I did, but I just didn't know what kind of situation we was in.
I know, Dustin, I certainly don't hold that against you. We're here now, we got out of there, and quite frankly, I'm glad because that place was giving me the chills.
I still got a funny feeling about that place though, YouTube guy. It's like some sort of pull, an earworm that won't leave me be. Something about that place is calling me.
What, are you saying you want to go back there? With those lunatics? Dusty, we nearly got killed.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I can see myself going back there, YouTube guy. Next time, I'll be better prepared.